unfortunate there. Almost could have gone on to hit the stumps.
This is where, if that was intentional, this is what happens to a spinner. When you find some turn from the middle or middle of the surface, you try to go leg side to search for it, and eventually you don't find it, and then you go down the leg side. That's better. That's much better.
Now you've got to keep consistently on that line of the last delivery. You're right. With the ball not turning too much, just a little bit of angle down the leg side might take it down. It's got to be very careful with that.
There you are. You could see that drifting down the leg side.
India ranked 4th in the world, Pakistan next best in 7th. Quick single's going to be scampered through, and the pressure they put on the fielder means I get back for at least a couple. I think they'll think of a third here as well. Good running. Pakistan have been so professional, really impressed me. I'm joined by Attar Ali Khan for the first time today. Attar, firstly, a very good morning. How good have Pakistan been?
Outstanding. They put the pressure right from the word go when they went on to win the toss and decided to bowl first. The bowlers were on the mark, on the money, and now look at the openers. They've gone on to pick up 39 in just 5.2 overs. One thing I would like to touch on, Andrew, is the behavior of the pitch. When Bangladesh were batting, it looked a tricky wicket to bat on. There was low bounce, they would turn sharply, but so far I haven't seen that turn. That's the one. Maybe that's the only one I've seen. So far, nothing from the spinners. The ballers come nicely onto the bat, but the spinners have not extracted the turn and bounce that we saw when Pakistan were bowling. Bit of a surprise for me, isn't it?
And I think an aspect of that has been the pace at which the Bangladeshi spinners have bowled in comparison to the Pakistani spinners. They bowled much slower through the air. Generally, the bowlers in the second innings have just skidded it on, and that's made it quite easy for Pakistan after that rain delay.
I think the other thing, what we've seen from the two batters in the middle, as we see the head coach Salim Jaffa, that they're not afraid to go down the wicket. We'll pick up a single.
Will get us to the end of the 6th over, 40 for none.
The Champions League is brought to you by Pepsi, UEFA Champions League sponsors.
Workhorse of the Pakistan cricket board for the women's game. She's done Trojan work at developing the game across Pakistan. Great to see her back as the manager here. She's a good impact, very mature, thoughtful voice. Rumana Ahmed into the attack with her leg breaks. And from here, it's really about damage limitation. One of the things all of the sides will have to consider in the hunt for a top 4 spot is that net run rate calculation. Big blow to Bangladesh today.
I think the equation will come into play in terms of how quickly you chase, number of wickets that you lose. That's well bowled. But what is important for teams to realize is that they get used to these conditions, I think. It is mighty important. Remember, one more day here at ground number 2, and then we move to ground number 1, which is right behind us.
Carved away, it's come off an outside edge. It's been a profitable area for Pakistan in the first 7 overs of this chase. Great intent, the running between the wickets has been really good. Right from the off, there was runs. Big first over as well. The highly experienced Salma Khatun was worked around the ground with 13 coming off the first over. Some good intent, use of the feet down the ground, and then a little bit of fortune. I'm going to give her credit for that. I think she's guided that one away really nicely. And I think Pakistan will be nothing short of inspired today after yesterday, probably a bit under par against Malaysia. So great credit to the coaching team. They've turned it around from a pretty average performance despite the win yesterday to a really strong one today.
I'm just checking whether she grounded the bat when she came back for the second hand. Here you go. Fine. Absolutely fine. She's fine also. There was only this couple of runs. No problems there.
Good technique as well. Get the bat in over the line, in and out. Turn quickly. You don't want to turn like a big ship stuck in the Suez Canal. You want to get in and out, get back for the second, maybe find the third if you can. And the leg side, I think this could be wides. I'm not sure there was any contact at all. We'll wait for the signal. Going to be at least 2 to the total. And it's going to be given as runs, maybe just a feather of an under edge from Amin, who moves into the 30s.
Once again, no turn for Romana Ahmed. Maybe you mentioned about the kind of pace the Pakistani spinners bowled earlier on. Again, a little bit too flat, but I just can't figure out why they are not getting the turn on this surface. It's been really good batting. I think both batters have also shown intent to go down the wicket to negate the spin. When you start to do that, you put the bowlers in some sort of doubt. What are the lengths and line that you need to bowl? Because they're not defending a big total, it's a low total.
Beautiful use of the feet again. That'll get us to the end of the 7th over. Pakistan in cruise control. It's 47 for none.
This guy is feared. Nobody wants to fight him. He's so doubted. There is a new king at 135 pounds. But these are 2 of the best in the world, and they put it all on the line tonight. You want to talk about 2 of the best strikers, not only in the bantamweight division, but in all of the UFC. 2 undisputed titles on the line. This pay-per-view is wild. UFC 280. Live on 10 Sports.
The difference between the two sides here at this stage, Bangladesh were nowhere to be seen, 14 for 3, and it's been an incredibly professional, almost a perfect performance. I describe this so far from Pakistan. They're staking their claim. They're saying, yes, they're not the reigning champions like the hosts are, they're not the highest ranked side like India are, but they are here to go all the way.
At this stage, 14 for 3. Bangladesh really struggling. Nidadar on screen picked up 2 for 19 in 4 overs that she bowled. 24 needed.
Just 24 more needed. I think Pakistan will be looking pick up a big net run rate boost here as well, as that's beautifully played. Good stop. The home side's fielding has been pretty poor, but this is a good effort. Probably 3 runs saved by Ruman Ahmed.
Again, Sidra Amin going down the wicket, not shying away to go to the pitch with the delivery. It's good work. It was travelling. I think it was Romana Ahmed who stopped that. Otherwise, it would have been another boundary.
sweep shot to the leg side. Lots of protection out there. It'll just be the single. So impressed by the intent the Pakistani batters have brought to this chase. Yes, it's easy when there's no pressure on the scoreboard. The required run rate 3.5 and over, that hasn't come into play at all. The way in which they've gone about it today against a bowling side. Is there a tickle? There is. That's the first wicket. The first time we've seen Maniba go really deep in the crease. She's paid the price. Just a little bit of extra bounce. And finally, Bangladesh strikes through their most experienced player. Salma Khatun has the first wicket.
Yeah, could have been a little bit too late. Just trying to guide it over towards the short third area. And in the end, a really good catch. Good innings from Muniba Ali. Gone 14, 49 for 1.
Champions League is brought to you by Pepsi, UEFA Champions League sponsors.
The real class act in this Pakistani batting lineup. The Rolls Royce of their batting right in the middle. At number 3, she's got nearly double the number of runs that anyone else has. Nearly 2,400 T20I runs, an average approaching 30. Good strike rate too, nearly a run a ball. Quality to watch, isn't she? The left-hander, Bisma Mataruf.
You know, she's here because of this. It's a good opening partnership. It comes to an end, trying to just guide it. Will be called a wide. But what is more impressive for Pakistan is even they're chasing a low total with that wide at 50 comes up. The goal in the current rate is 6.52. Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, particularly on not an easy batting surface. We've spoken at length about the inconsistent bounce and how this wicket of the two that we've used so far has been the more difficult one.
Well, when Pakistan have started batting, it looks a decent batting surface. Very, very good batting surface at the moment. Signal to finish the over. 51 for 1.
Bundesliga is back. Hellraiser, shell slinger, bell ringer. Don't try to stop me, you just might get blood on your damn finger. They've written the kind of story not even Hollywood could script.
Football as it's meant to be.
Really good start from Pakistan. If they were batting first, they'd be thinking about maybe 140 or even north of that, up towards 150. Instead, they need just 20 more runs to win. 71 is the target. And with nothing really having gone Bangladesh's way so far, they're going to go back to their sole seamer in the lineup today, Lada Mandal, into the team today in place of Jahanara Alam. I was surprised to see Alam miss out, although she was expensive in her 2 overs in the opening game. The spinners took all the wickets against Thailand. Where's it all gone wrong for Bangladesh today? A completely different performance from the tournament's opening match.
Batting. It is the batting. Even though it was difficult to bat, I thought they played too many shots across the line instead of playing much straighter. And also have a look at what Pakistani batters have done so far, especially against the spinners. Use of the feet. We hardly saw that. And these are the things that they need to go back in the dressing room and find a better way to cope up with the spinners on a difficult surface. It was not easy batting, I can tell you that, early on. But the viewers coming back late and watching right now would be saying, what's wrong with the surface? It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, it looks like a different wicket really in the second innings. And those fans have come in really good numbers today, probably around 1,000 to fill the banks. They look pretty glum, pretty disappointed. They'll have had high hopes, particularly after the tournament's opening match. Also the success that the Bangladesh women's side had in that qualifier in Abu Dhabi. They're such passionate fans, and even though there's still a few smiles around, they know their side is going down to a heavy defeat here, a chastening defeat.
I think Bangladesh will need to realize that they still have 4 more matches to play. So they are still in with the chance. They are the reigning champions. Yes, you can have a bad day. You're in the office. But you got to go back and make sure that when you get an opportunity, next opportunity, you got to make a better effort all around with the bat. Especially with the bat. Because runs on the board does matter.
One good thing for the hosts, they have a 2-day break, and after a performance like this, that's sometimes the best thing for you. Just get a day off, get away from the game for the day. Played a lot of cricket recently, coming straight from Abu Dhabi to here. Then they'll be back in action when we move to the main stadium against Malaysia in a couple of days' time. 9 gone, it's 54 for 1.
This guy is feared. Nobody wants to fight him. He's so talented. There is a new king at 135 pounds. But these are 2 of the best in the world, and they put it all on the line tonight. You want to talk about 2 of the best strikers, not only in the bantamweight division, but in all of the UFC. 2 undisputed titles on the line.
This pay-per-view is wild.
UFC 280. Live on 10 Sports.
Pretty shortly, Bangladesh are going to get a big blow to their net run rate, and those Tigers fans, they're not going to be cheering like they usually are.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed. Fans looking at the Bangladesh team, how they coped up while batting first. Another single taken. Playing at home, you would expect them to take some home advantage in their favor. Not been the case. So it's going to be a challenge for them for the rest of the matches. A lot will depend on the team management, what they will be discussing in the dressing room, in the team meetings, how to uplift the confidence.
Things just going really from bad to worse for Bangladesh. Again, straying onto the pads. We'll wait for the signal here. It'll be given as wide, so 3 freebies to the total. That kind of sums up the day so far. The one benefit for the home side, the reigning champions, it's all about getting into the top 4. Doesn't really matter in a funny way whether you finish first or fourth. You'll have as much of a chance going into that final 4. First will play fourth in the first semi-final before second plays third in the afternoon semi. And because they've already beaten Thailand, who might have been the dark horses, their rivals for that semi-final spot, they are still in a good position. I think Pakistan and India have looked a class apart, haven't they? Sri Lanka questions to answer as well. Under par performance against UAE yesterday. It'll be fascinating to see how it plays out building up to that final 4. Very happy Pakistan right now.
There's still a long way to go. I don't think the teams will be thinking about to qualify to the final at this stage of the tournament, because they would want to go and get into some kind of form with the bat and the ball on these kind of tracks. And once you start winning is a habit. Once you start winning, then you need to continue and you need to be consistent. Yes, you get to a stage where you start to believe, yes, you have a relatively good chance to make it to the semi-finals. That's a good shot. Will only be a single, yes, up and over. After 10, it's 60 for 1, and it's drinks time.
Bundesliga is back. Hellraiser, shell slinger, bell ringer. Don't try to stop me, you just might get blood on your damn finger. They've written the kind of story not even Hollywood could script.
Football
Your world of sports is going to get bigger and better, as your favorite sporting action is now available in high definition. Exciting cricket season, with top-class cricketers battling for glory. The WWE superstars delivering electrifying entertainment. The best of international football. Witness all of it and a lot more only on 10 Sports. Now available in HD.
Nothing can hold me in. George, 2 drops, only better. 11 in a row. This guy's winning the game at a different level. Islam Akashev. This guy is feared. Nobody wants to fight him. He's so talented. There is a new king at 135 pounds. But these are 2 of the best in the world, and they put it all on the line tonight. You want to talk about 2 of the best strikers, not only in the bantamweight division, but in all of the UFC. 2 undisputed titles on the line. This pay-per-view is wild.
UFC 280. Live on 10 Sports.
Pakistan's intent at the top of the order. Their 2 openers, Maniba Ali and Sidra Amin. Amin in particular. That was the 1 wicket to Paul. Ali caught behind for 14. Just 11 more to win from here. Every day, barring 1 day of the group stages, we'll have a double-header here at the Women's Asia Cup. So that means this afternoon we got more action. Stay with us here. Really hope you're enjoying the action live from the Sylhet International Cricket Stadium. It's the top-ranked side in the tournament against the bottom-ranked side. A huge gulf between those 2 teams. India 4th, Malaysia 29th in the world. What an opportunity for Malaysia to take on some of the stars of the global game. Small switch around in the commentary box here. Being rejoined by Shamim Traidri. Shamim, in all Pakistan today.
Yeah, it's been very good from them. They've been clinical when they're bowling with the bat, with a little bit of easing off the wicket. I think there's a distinct difference in the nature of the wicket. The bowling has been tardy, to say the least. It's been indisciplined, and that's helped the cause of the Pakistanis for sure.
Yeah, plenty of extras have aided this chase. They haven't needed them. That's the 8th extra now. 7 wides in that total. And the 1 change for Bangladesh hasn't really worked. Anar Alam, who certainly bowled a bit quicker than Lata Mondal, was left out, and Mondal pretty ineffective today into her 2nd over now. No real impact.
It doesn't have the pace, maybe, but at the same time, I must say it was up to the spinners to do the trick. You were expected with what the Pakistani spinners did, to at least emulate them. And one of those things that we've seen more often than not, ball keeping a touch low. I tell you what, it's been rather disappointing. You expected a better performance from Bangladesh. What they've shown in the recent past has not been reflected in the middle today.
Square drive down to 3rd fielding position. It's going to be a single. 8 to win from here. And I think if Pakistan were prudent, they want to make sure they get this done as quickly as possible. It's often difficult to anticipate how important net run rate can be later in the tournament.
Get the loose deliveries, put it away, but they should not risk it to get to that target very, very quickly. Just bide your time, it'll come.
Get it done now, as quickly as you can.
I know you're talking
That's the key.
I know you're talking about the run rate. But anyway, it's after 11, 64 for 1.
The Champions League is brought to you by Pepsi, UEFA Champions League sponsors.
And it's been easy going, comfortable going for Sidra Amin. And Amin and Maniba Ali are giving some much needed certainty at the top of the order for Pakistan. These two openers averaging just 15 and 13 over their careers, but starting to show there's a bit of potential, a bit of solidity at the top. We all know the class of Bisma Maharouf. Her wonderful record alongside Nida Dar. These opening runs for Pakistan, real bonus runs, is giving them real hope that might not just be a semi-final we're talking about. We could be looking at a potential finalist here in Pakistan.
They've looked a solid unit. They've looked a well-rounded unit. They've really, with all departments of the game, they've excelled here against a pretty strong Bangladesh team that were faltered badly right from the start of the game.
Just had more options at their disposal, haven't they? They've had the sweep shot. They've used their feet very comfortably coming down the track to the spinners. This is a hugely professional performance. I keep going back to that word professional. All of these Pakistani players, contracts with the PCB, they're showing their class here, the biggest stage in women's cricket in Asia. Too much turn, not out.
More in hope than any conviction there. That appeal, the ball drifting down the leg and a little bit high up, also above the roll of the pads. This has been a meticulous clinical performance by Pakistan. Bangladesh got to go back and work hard on their strategies. Find out their mistakes. That's an attempted sweep there. Don't think she got a bit of back to that. Wait for the umpire's signal. That's a leg by.
Yeah, superb day these two umpires have had. That's Taduni Silva there, the Sri Lankan, going by Gayatri Palan, the Indian umpires. It's where they currently, two of them have been right on cue. Every decision spot on. Finally some turn. Good length, slower through the air, which is what aided the turn. That's nicely bowled.
Very nicely bowled. This is what they needed right at the top of the innings, start of the innings. They haven't been able to achieve that. It's funny, the nature of the wicket changing so drastically after that rain break.
Two beauties in a row. She's definitely gone slower through the air, learning from their mistakes earlier in the innings. 12 gone, 67 for 1.
Shell slinger, bell ringer. Don't try to stop me, you just might get blood on your damn finger. They've written the kind of story not even Hollywood can script.
Football as it's meant to be.
Pakistani camp. Led brilliantly by the head coach Salim Jafar Ali and their manager Aisha Ashar. They've been given lots of assistance though, haven't they, by what's been a terrific performance, not just with the bat from Bangladesh, but their bowling has been miles away from what we saw in the first game against Thailand.
Just waiting for that loose delivery to come. It's been good, some good tight bowling the last couple of overs, which is not allowed the Pakistanis to take their tack to them, and they're pretty happy to sit back and wait for a loose one to come along.
Down the track, a good use of the feet. This could be it. And that's what I was looking for. Getting the game done, get that big net run rate boost. And no surprise to me to see it's Bisma Maharouf. She's picked her match up with the ball turning in. Very, very happy Pakistani support team. Very happy subs bench. A brilliant performance. Maybe the performance of the tournament so far. Pakistan win by 9 wickets.
And a very convincing win too here by Pakistan, finishing it off with a flourish, just to shimmy down the wicket and put it away to the boundary. Happy faces. This is a clinical performance. Their performance with the ball early on to restrict Bangladesh to just 70 runs, and then coming back and being very emphatic in their approach, thanks to a little bit of indisciplined bowling by the Bangladeshis that served their cause. And also, surprisingly, there's no excuse, but there was a certain change in the nature of the wicket which served the cause of the Pakistani batters.
And Pakistan continue to be this bogey team, don't they, for Bangladesh, who may be the reigning champions of this Asia Cup, but they've now played them 16 times in T20 international cricket. They've only beaten them once. That's a remarkable record for Pakistan, and they were very, very good value for their victory today. They completely outplayed the hosts in their home conditions. Warm respect between the two sides, but there's going to be a real post-mortem for the hosts. Where did it all go wrong? That is not good enough from them. But for Pakistan, superb. Couldn't have gone any better today. Here's the winning runs down the track. Skipper showing all her class. That gets her past 2,400 runs in T20 international cricket, and a big hug for her opening batter, who batted really nicely today. She'll be well in the mix for the Player of the Match award. She made half of the required runs, 36 not out for her. As we take a look at the batting card here, match number 5. All about Amin for me, 36 not out. Muniba didn't quite get going, and Maharouf batted very nicely, 12 not out as well.
Very impressive, as I said, very clinical, very confident. It's all Pakistan in terms of bowling. Initially, the bowlers did a wonderful job early on to restrict Bangladesh, and it was a simpler task with a lot less pressure to go for that target of 71, which they achieved very comfortably.
Just a run shy of the 50 partnership for Ali and Amin opening up the batting. They batted really nicely and they put the game out of question, and then Bisma Maharouf made sure that they didn't lose anything more than that solitary wicket. The only wicket taker was Salma Khatun, the opening bowler, with their off breaks, but she was harshly treated right from the off, as there was runs aplenty for Muniba Ali and particularly Sidra Amin. None of the other bowlers any joy. Let's take a look at the highlights. 13 runs for the first over. As Pakistan immediately got things off to a flying start. 6 boundaries in total in the second innings. They got the sweep shot out regularly. Anything Bangladesh tried didn't really seem to work, apart from that one wicket, the good catch, and that was the winning runs. What that means is it's a very comfortable 9-wicket victory for Pakistan, who move clear on top of the table. The first side to get to 2 wins, and the 2 games in 2 days that Pakistan had to battle through in the heat and humidity here in Sylhet didn't seem to cost them whatsoever. I have to say, the way they played, outstanding. That's a real marker that they have laid down. They have said, we are not just here to get to the semi-finals to repeat our performance from 2018. We are here to go all the way to the final. And in fact, we want to win this league. stage. We want to get past our old rivals, India, that big game that's coming up that will get the attention of the world. That game comes on the 7th of October. That'll be Friday. Fantastic Friday. India versus Pakistan, the afternoon game that day. Time now to get down to Roshan Abasinghe for the post-match presentation.
A very good afternoon, ladies.